Yes, everybody, us the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well, my friends. If you and it, where the hell have you been? It's been a very, very busy weekend when it comes to West Ham Network. In case you guys didn't hear the announcement we made yesterday, we've got a new channel. Well, we've got two new channels, kind of. We launched the West Ham Network Extra channel, which is available now to subscribe. We almost hit 1,000 subscribers for that already, which is fantastic. That's going to be headed up mainly by Alex. As you know, he does his TikTok Tuesdays, which will remain on the main channel. But also, we're relaunching the membership program. And in essence, we're calling it a new channel, the West Ham Members channel. But in essence, it is the membership program that we currently have now, which would involve weekly podcasts. It will also involve weekly or monthly, rather, ex-player nights just for you. So just for members, the likes of Tonka and people like that will be on the channel. So keep an eye on that. But it's Monday, so that means it's the Russy Rumour Roundup. As per usual, let's go through some comments. I titled it, Who Next, Tim? With news breaking last night, that everything's sorted with the Basaka deal, having his medical today by all accounts, according to Darmesh and various others. So who are we going to sign next? Messi? Who knows? Good afternoon, Michael. Thanks for the link. Subscribe. Good. Cheers, Michael. Good afternoon, Will. Hope you're well. So on the West Ham Network Extra, we're going to have all these opposition chats and things like that. That's going to be mainly over there, as well as Alex's thought pieces and stuff. And, you know, we'll sometimes move things around just so you can see what's on that channel as well, and that's what we're going to do. Rumour has it, Mbappe loves pie and mash. Afternoon, Liam, hope you're well. Will the alleged medical failure of Zuma affect any hope of getting Wan-Bissaka? Nope. It's a failure, but I think all it will happen would be to West Ham probably subsidise some of the part of the wages. And people go, wankers. But we did it before. They remember we did it with Sai Ben Rama, where we found some blood issues and ended up getting a lot less. We'll talk about maybe that more at Hammer's headlines, maybe. In it, bruv. It is hot enough today. Today, for anyone not in the UK, probably about 33, 34 today in sort of the London southeast area, which is not as hot as, like, you know, when we're in Dubai when it's 43, but it's different, isn't it? It's a different heat. It seems even hotter, which makes no sense. Because this country's not built for hot weather. Whereas places like Dubai and all the nice hot places are built for cold weather, for warm weather rather, so it's used to it. But anyway, hope you're well, mate. Ashley, hope you're well. Dad's Our Job podcast. Good to see you. For those who listen to Bob, we interviewed, he opened up about the changes supporting your club and being a dad. Well, for listening, Nigel Khan, very good as always. Old shed man himself, very well, mate. Loads of people here. Garino's here. Scott's here. Is anyone worried about PSR? No, not at the moment. We need a fast striker. Shift out Danny Ings ASAP and get Duran. The fans will be on Fulcrum's back in a few weeks if he is immobile. We're Mobile, who's actually a striker as well. Tim's getting on messed by Hammers from Sullivan. We're going to talk about Morado in a minute. Very interesting. We need to sell the players we won't be using. I think we want to sell them, but whether people will buy them is another thing. Good afternoon. Do you have the latest on Zuma Medical? Well, he failed. Well, they found some issues. But the clubs and Zuma are very still hopeful of a compromise. He's not over here. He's still in Dubai. Lucky bugger. So I think it's going to come down to wages and maybe sort of subsidising some of those wages. He's on 125 grand a week, and obviously in essence we're letting him go on a free transfer really to get him off the wage bill. So I'm sure there'll be a compromise. Right. What a team we're forming indeed. Pay Zuma off. We're not going to pay Zuma off, Will. Because then that comes out of our budget. Afternoon Narky. Can you see us go back? We're going to talk about Samu in a minute because that's quite interesting. Indeed, who would have thunk it that Kurt Zuma would have found issues? 30 degrees in Hornchurch by 3 p.m. Wow. Hope we fully check in. I think we are, mate. Afternoon club question: if all clubs breached, would they all get points deduction? Good point. Don't know. They have had some suspicions when they saw those scars on his knees. Indeed, fact is, he probably on the flight, it probably flared up as well, innit? My wife's ankles will flare up when she goes on the flight. I wonder what Christ knows what his knees are going to be like. But anyway. Oh, here he is. Saw Nicholas, very good. Falk Pug against what a performance. Come on, dominate, amazing penalty. Don't know what I was worried about. Exactly. It's only a friendly. Don't worry. When he scores a winner next week, you'll be creaming in your pants. Right, anyway, let's do the old Russy Rumour roundup, the original rumour rating. And also, actually, quickly, while we got here, the next football prizes is out. And let me get it up so I know exactly what I've got to tell you. So you could win a Craig Somerville signed and custom framed West Ham boot display. There's 14 instant prizes as well. He's a star. He'll be a star on the stadium. You don't want to miss winning this one for only £3.95 a ticket. Every ticket purchased also gives you a chance to win a signed shirt from fellow new signing Louis Guilherme as well. So there's 14 instant prizes plus the main prize of the boot plus another prize. So 16 prizes potentially to win. That runs out on Wednesday. Only 165 tickets. So yeah. Get involved on footballprizes.com. Check out the website for the latest links and stuff. But thank you always to our guys at Football Prizes. That's not a bad prize, that one. That's all right. So recommend Mario Lamina recommended West Ham and he plays the Wolves. Indeed. Do you think the new signings will help the squad players improve? Nope. I think they'll get rid of the squad players, which helps. If you go to home-based players need to replace them, you're certainly right, Peter. We do. So let's start and talk about... who should we talk about first? Let's talk about Nathan Zeze. Nathan Zeze, 19-year-old centre-back and left-back from Nantes. 19... a bit sort of out of left field a little bit, but apparently ex-WHU employee has said that West Ham have identified him as a bright prospect for the future. Now he's 19. He's already broken into Nantes senior side. 13 appearances so far. He's a player who's apparently firmly on West Ham's radar. But that valuation, apparently not on looking for about 25 million euros for him, which may mean we won't get him. But you can see this one is more of a potential. This is someone that we could come in and could easily take over from Emerson and compete with Ollie Scarles in the next 4, 5, 6 years as well. So we'll hang fire on that bit. A little bit. But the Russy Rumour rating, the original Rumour rating, gives him a 50%. I haven't done my warning as well. Warning. I'm not saying we're signing all these players. All we are doing is merely reporting on the news. And in fact, we are currently at about 194 players we've been linked with. So that's about 8 Premier League squads worth. So yeah. With PSR coming in, guessing it's a similar budget next year. Depends, mate. Depends, obviously, because it's based on profit as well. So if we have a good season, and say we get into Europe, and we've had good profits in the last 2 years, with our 3 years from our European, exploits. So there'll be probably a dip this year, but hopefully a nice profit next season coming in if we get into Europe next season, potentially as well. Where'd you get your milk churn size water bottle from? This is Stanley. This is brilliant. This is Stanley. Very good. It keeps it cold forever. This ice has been here since this morning. Amazing. And updates on AVB. He's apparently he's doing his medical today. We definitely need another mobile pacey, cannot rely on Antonio. We are one injury away or one loss. Also, what happened to... I don't know. Bradley Locker, randomly went quiet, and then they had, I think Nottingham Forest randomly have been interested in him. So, Christ knows. Speaking of Scars, do we know how he got on? He's back. He's back. He's been training this in the summer anyway. Wasn't he on the bench the other day, I thought, as well? Will we break the 200? Oh, who knows? 6 more to go, mate. We'll talk about that later on. I hope the Inflex isn't smokescreen and we'll offload loads of thin players. I don't think so. I think we'll leave some off, but I think we've definitely got enough for cover. I think Kudos could be sold soon. I don't think he'll be sold this summer. Possibly maybe next summer, maybe when his release clause goes back into effect. Chelsea don't need the rusty warning. They buy that anything that moves. You're totally right. Who is next? Said Bill Goldberg. Next, we got Samu Omarodion. Samu Omarodion. Now, the 20-year-old. Now, I've got a Chelsea badge there and a Chelsea asterisk because this is quite a weird one. It's been reported by Top Skills Sports UK. I don't know either. Now, obviously, Samu's a guy that we've been looking at. And Atletico rejected our first approach. He changed agents. And now it's been reported that Chelsea bulldozed their way in for this 20-year-old. Big lad. Had a great season on loan last year. Now, what's interesting, according to this article, is that apparently Chelsea are already talking to West Ham about loaning him to us for this season. And in essence, you know, almost signing him as a short-term fix for our forward problems in terms of getting another forward in. Very bizarre. So it's almost like there's no space for him in the squad. So there is talk of him, maybe. Now, as I said, it wouldn't be us buying him. It'd be us loaning him from Chelsea if they buy him. Does that make sense? Now, it may be something to do with another player we're interested in, and maybe we get... But I don't think... If we loan him... I think we're only... Are we allowed 2 domestic loans, I think? Anyway. That deal could be off. It could be off, mate. It could be off. But we'll wait and see. Duran's contract, he's got another 2 years. So for me, you can't really do that. So that's what's being reported. As I said, it could well be off, as you said, but that's why I've got I think I've given it like a 30% chance, 40% chance, really. But it's bizarre, isn't it? It's bizarre. And the reason why I think we've had these discussions could have been had, sort of even if it's on the back of a fag packet type thing, is according to X, Trevor Chala is back on the West Ham radar. Now, this is quite interesting. Obviously, he's a player who's been apparently banned from the first team training ground in the same way that, what's his name? Conor Gallagher was before he went to Atletico Madrid. And according to X, Trevor is another name who is apparently very much on our radar to bring in. Now, this coincides with the potential news that Mavropanos Lopetegui isn't a fan of Mavropanos. So the idea being, could see him maybe move out Mavropanos and be replaced maybe with Trevor Chala, possibly on loan, I would imagine. Again, I mean, he's homegrown, so it'd improve our homegrown quota for sure. Which I think we need one more player for homegrown, but that could count for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but there may be potentially people moving out as well. I could see this one happening. I could see Trevor Chala coming in and acting as third choice on loan, as third choice, because we spent the best part of, we spent 40 million on Kilman. We spent about 5 or 6 million so far on Todibo. Those two being the two are back two. Chalaba's there as backup potentially. I think this one's got legs. I've given it 70%. I've given it legs. Right, let's have a quick talk. Chelsea stockpiling again, indeed. Scars played the weekend, 4-3 defeat for the under 21s. There's talk of one more loan and one more signing for around 40. No idea who. As links to keep rumbling on. Kadioglu, no new links recently, apart from we spoke about last week. Amarodion, maybe. Soler, we're going to talk about in a minute. Surely will be wary of loading a talent to a close rival, indeed, but they probably need to get the player to sign. For example, someone like Sam, I know it could be off, but someone like Trevor, I mean, they want him off their books. A bit concerned with no left back cover. We've got Ollie Scholes as well. I wonder how much Moyes feel regret watching this overhaul. Quite a bit, judging by his comments. Well, these guys were presented to him last year, and he rejected them. So there we go. Trevor Chala would be a great side for West Ham, even though throwing Brozier. I think Brozier's going to somewhere in Italy, I thought I read about. These podcasts are great. Thank you, Tony. Informative back in the day. You used to get and see from Gary on the ladder. There's a new one. I heard Dad's Our Job. Good listen as well. There we go, indeed. And we've got them there. Trevor Chala be a great signing. Saw a stat that Chelsea have signed 35 players in the last 2 windows, indeed. And they've got something like 8 goalkeepers. I'd offer Madrid again in part exchange for Samu. Possibly. Tim's first failure? Not really. I don't think he's a failure at all. I think Mavropanos is a good player, but sometimes, the head coach don't fancy him. And it's a bit surprising because he tried to get Mavropanos, I think it was when he was at Wolves. Or it might be when he was at Sevilla or something like that. He did try and get Mavropanos. But maybe seeing up close is a bit different. Don't know. The squad needs a trim. Certainly does. Klosek off to Leicester. Fair play. Toby has gifted 5 West Ham Network memberships. How kind of Toby. Why the generosity, Toby? Why? Anyway, let's talk about Carlos Soler as well. Now, obviously, another player who is on the list. You're on the list. Is Carlos Soler from PSG. The Spanish midfielder is someone that we know Lopetegui has been very. He's a fan of Lopetegui's a fan of his, and has been so. He worked with him when he was in the Spanish international squad. So it's quite interesting to see how this one could play out. It all depends. I think it comes down to valuation. PSG don't want him anymore now. So you're thinking, okay, if that's the case, where to? It does seem. Someone made a good point on our stream yesterday that maybe the fact that Thomas Suchek was given 90 minutes was almost like as an audition, and maybe Lopetegui's seen enough and wants to bring in Carlos Soler. It doesn't look like we're finished after AEWB coming in. So it looks like at least it could be. I reckon it does. They suggest 2 more, so we could have 9 new players coming into the squad this year, which is absolutely mental. Because of the fact that there's that Lopetegui appreciation of Soler, I've given him a 60% chance. I could see this one happening. Definitely. Right, Panos. I think West Ham have to be more patient. Toby won a bet. Toby's a legend. Toby got hold of his credit card. Great player. Loving. Well, I throw him in. I just throw him in. I would prefer. I definitely prefer shifting Mavropanos. Keep it again. I totally agree. I got a 200 tip at the weekend, and I'm a plumber. Congrats. Got to get it out here. Cash in hand, innit? Cash in hand. Soler looks great. YouTube clips. AWB. Yeah, AWB is currently having a medical, apparently, today. Everything's been agreed. So we'll just wait for that announcement to be made. If not today, it would, if all goes well, will be made tomorrow, I'd imagine. Tomorrow. Yeah, okay, tomorrow. John Duran. Again, I could see something with Duran coming in towards the end of the transfer window. But apparently, Villa having a bit of a change of heart. So I can see something happening after we play Villa. Did any of the youth team, any of our loan players play this weekend? We're going to do the loan roundup a bit later on. But obviously we had a few players out, and I'll let you all know all about all of that. I'll keep you on tenterhooks. Is it tenterhooks or tenderhooks? I don't know which one it is. But anyway, I'll let you know all about that at Hammer's Headlines, I think. Shall I? Yeah, why not? Why the hell not? But a lot of them did actually move over. I think it's Friday, weren't it? Something like that. So I know that Mustang wasn't. Callum wasn't on the bench, was in the matchday squad. But that doesn't surprise me, really, because he was very much signed that day, basically. And then I don't even think Patrick Kelly was on. I don't think PK was on for Doncaster. But they won like 4-1, I think. So look, we'll. What was the other one? It was the Bristol Rovers, wasn't it? Bristol Rovers. Have a quick look. Now that one could have happened. Michael could have played for Bristol Rovers, although they won 1-0 on Saturday. Lineups. Michael Forbes was on the bench and came on with 23 minutes to go. There we go. Do you think Falcock is a 90-minute player? We'll wait and see, won't we? Hi, Russ. Loving all the transfer updates from sunny Greece. Well, Joe, any update on AWB? Medical today. We should make a cheeky bid for Ballard. I know he signed a new deal recently. Is that from Sunderland? The Sunderland lad, former Arsenal player. Thought Freddie Potts had a good season indeed. What's happening with Zuma? Nothing at the moment. I think he'll go, but West Ham probably have to subsidise some wages for him to go. Got a suspicion Antonio's going to start the season really well. It's tenterhooks. Yeah, not tenderhooks. Tenterhooks. Orford not involved against Vigo, injured or going out on loan. I think going out on loan. I think that's what eventually will happen. I think he'll go out on loan. I don't think it. With the squad we've got now, the likes of having 3 or 4 players from the youth team in the squad, I think, isn't going to be very often. You know, at the moment we've got quite a big inflated squad at the moment, and that's what I was saying. No, I can't see any of the youth team breaking in this year. I mean, the only one who got minutes was George Earthy on Saturday. Heard the club are looking at Nicola, who has been scouted all season. I'll Google that one for you. I'll Google him. Nikola Kronstovic, Montenegro player from Lecce. Interesting. Keep an eye on him. Scored 20 of the 21s. Apparently, Tim's been buzzing since been given the keys. Well, you should have saw it. He looked like a guy with 2 dicks walking around London Stadium on Saturday. He looked like, because obviously he just had a Todibo deal. He was sitting there watching the game with Todibo. He looked like a man with 2 dicks, and so excited for this season. Me too, mate. I'd rather the youngster win a better chance. That's what I think is going to happen, Callum. I think definitely we are going to keep Potts in the squad, and everyone else goes out on loan or drops to the 21s. Brian had a strange deal that strange dream. He did indeed. It wasn't a dream; it was true. Who was the final saying the kit design? Sullivan, third kit off. I have no idea, mate. Loved Jay's first day at West Ham video with TC. Indeed. Would you prefer Sele or Duran? I prefer Carlos. Both very different players. One's a midfielder, one's a striker. Jay, so there we go. Trippier any news on Trippier? No. I still think that's very much a. Why would you bring in a 33-year-old to cover a 31-year-old? I think that's literally just to get Man United to sort their shit out, and it works again. Doug, hey, well, mate, had little babies all right as well. Good to see you. Best West Ham channel there is, and I'm subscribed to a few. Great news and the whole extra. Thank you, Phil. Much appreciated. Who's next? We still got one more. Let's talk about. I can't even see who he is in my. Sergio Roberto could be a one to keep an eye on. According to Sport 45, West Ham have registered their interest with the Spanish internationals representatives about a potential move to West Ham in the summer. He's announced his intention to leave Barcelona. and could be a shrewd move for anyone who gets him, in that he has the potential to play both as a centre half. He could play right back, and he can play central midfield as well as a CDM role. So very interesting, very well experienced. Yes, he's 32, but as a bit part player, there's pedigree there, a lot of pedigree there. He's won La Ligas, he's won Champions Leagues, he's won, and having that in and around the team is very useful. Now he might decide to take an easier route and move to MLS, which is apparently he's been linked with, but apparently it's someone that we've all been looking at. But wait and see. Pass, indeed. Football clubs can only sign 2 domestic loans, but can also sign foreign loan deals. Yeah, they certainly can. They certainly can indeed. Chalaba on loan to buy, maybe. Miles says Senzo could available towards the end. Senzo was a mainstay for J-Lo or Spanish levels. One to watch, possibly. Do you think we'll go in for Wesley in January? Yes. I wouldn't be surprised if we announce Wesley to come in January. By then, the Brazilian Serie A is finished. And that was always going to be one which... we, if he did come in, would have been coming in January. Which would be that nice boost, isn't it? We all want that January boost. When you bring in players, you need that sort of, Jesse Lingard type one just jumping in. We'll wait and see with that one. We'll wait and see with Wesley. But as I said, now we're currently 191 players we've been linked with. Michael thinks the Wesley deal's already been done. Interesting. I think now it's coming to a point where there's going to be... The way I see it now is we're going to be looking at moving players out, and then there might be a second spurt, so to speak, towards the end. I think, obviously, we've got Wan-Bissaka coming in. That, for me, is a really good thing. Big fan of Wan-Bissaka. I think he'll transform that game. But also what I think he'll do is transform Jarrod Bowen. Because for me, Bowen is an issue where he still does track back. And if anyone watched the game on Saturday, you would have noticed that Kudus wasn't doing a lot of tracking back. And that, to me, is a good thing, because I don't want him tracking back. I want him where it hurts, in terms of we've got enough defensive players in around our squad and in the starting 11 to not to not having to track back all the time. Now, with Wan-Bissaka, I wouldn't say Wan-Bissaka is a particularly progressive fullback. He's very much a good defensive fullback, which will improve our defence, because I think we need it. But also, it will allow Bowen not having to track back so much as well and double up. So I think we'll see, obviously, a lot more from Bowen than we got last year, which we meant to, if that's the case. Obviously, Captain Bowen as well. Captain Bowen. Which, for me, the jury's out a little bit. I'll be honest. No, I don't like Bowen. I think he's one of our best players, but I just think giving him the captaincy as well, is that too much on him? I don't know. Time will tell. So I'm never a fan of attacking players being captains. Don't know why. Maybe it's me being old-fashioned. I never liked Harry Kane as England captain. I'd preferred someone like John Stones, or someone who's there, or Declan, or someone like that, who's more can see what's going on. But also there or thereabouts. So if anything's happening in the middle of the pitch, he's the first one there talking to the ref, rather than Bowen, who might be on the right if someone got injured on the left or got kicked in the left, or that type of thing. So look, we'll wait and see. But as I said, we're currently 194 players we've been linked with. And by all accounts, we've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka should be announced in the next 24 hours, I'd imagine. Currently having his medical at West Ham, all the little bits that need to be sorted have been sorted. Apparently, just smashed a double pie, sweating more than I was ripping walls down. Double pie, one mash, nice. Met Somerville Saturday, took a selfie with my kid. Now my good. I don't think it was an initial consideration. Yeah, possibly. I mean, to be honest, let's, when there was a video the club took when him and Ariola came back and joined the team, after the Euros, and everyone was like, he was in the midst. He had his arm round him, and they're all chatting, and so maybe, as I said, and I've always said this, when it comes to football, we only see a microcosm of the entire world. We see 90 minutes once a week or twice a week, but that's all we see. We don't know what they're like on the training ground, in the dressing room, that type of thing. So, look, Lopetegui's not a stupid manager or a stupid head coach. He knows exactly what he's doing. So, for me, he is. If he thinks Bowen's the right person for the job, so be it. Come on, Russ, we can hit 200. Pump those numbers, indeed. I think West Ham have a team of leaders in the pitch. Bowen being the captain is the right move as he oozes the club. Give me a thumb. Or thumbs up, not the thumb. No, just give me the thumbs up. If we sell Souček, do you think that will... I think Soler will come in regardless. I think, it's like... I haven't heard any rumours about JWP moving on in terms of teams interested in him. And Souček, there was Fenerbahce, there was Inter Milan randomly, there was Real Madrid randomly. But again, I haven't seen any hard evidence. And that's the issue. I think if you look for the squad, I think there's probably about 5 players we want to get rid of. At least. I think you want to get rid of Danny Ings, you want to get rid of Ings, Cornet, you want to get rid of Zuma, you want to get rid of a midfielder, whether that be Souček or JWP. And that's about, say, 4. There's probably another one. But who's going to buy them? That's the issue I've got. It's easy to say, we'll pay this guy. But then if we pay Zuma off, that's about 6 or 7 million quid, which is 6-7 million quid, which we can't then spend on our transfer budget. Because then you've got PSR and stuff like that. So that's wasted. So you might as well, if we can't sell Zuma, you might as well keep him, because actually it's useful to have around, around the squad. Every season we go in with 4 or 5 recognised centre halves, and guarantee by the time we hit January or February time, we're down to 1, just because of injuries and stuff. So we'll see. Could see wanting to leave once every bit. Me too. Well, I think there's a couple of Turkish clubs after him. Galatasaray were interested in when they originally inquired about AWB, and Besiktas as well were interested in. I can see him going. He's only on a 1-year deal. He might want to hang for the year and then leave for free transfer next year. And command a significant transfer. Signing on fee. First thing, he saw Ariel on the wall and said, Ari. Okay. AWB promo have been shots. There we go, getting close. Give him number 8, so can't see him leaving. They only gave him the number 8 because Somerville in number 7. So it's not like, it's like, you know what I mean? Harry. JP is homegrown indeed. Bones is a great idea for captain. Proper West Ham, not going anywhere, we hope. Failed his medical. What happens now? He'll still go, but we'll probably have to subsidise some of his wages. Hate this hot weather. Me too, Darren. Controversially, but I would keep Souček over JWP. I agree. If I had a choice, I would keep Ward-Prowse over. I would keep Souček over Ward-Prowse, because if you're trying to go for a win, bringing on a Souček and punting balls up to him is a tactic. Bringing on JWP, what's it going to do? Make sure the corners are good. we've got players who can take corners. Somerville takes free kicks as well. Boing takes corners. Emerson's been taking corners. I don't think we need him now. I can honestly see both. Again, I think again was always looking to leave. Whether he does leave is another thing. We'll see. Would you personally want to stay or go? I can't help but love the man. I mean, if we don't have to get rid of him, I won't get rid of him. But if he's happy being a bit player, because that's what he's going to be and a squad player, then keep him. He's useful to have. What we got here have been shot. Announcement soon, quite possibly. More ads? What ads? I don't think Zuma failed it. They're just renegotiating. Well, he didn't fail it. What again? People say he failed a medical. What he did, he had his medical, and then the prize, and then surprise, there was an issue had been found of his knees. Didn't fail the medical, but it came up in the medical. 35. Oh, that's mental, isn't it? I think we need Sufad to stay if he wants to stay. If he's playing second fiddle. Do they agree to swap or Jada? I have no idea. With Zuma, he didn't fail. Exactly, he didn't fail it. If we keep him, well, it'd be 9 million if we sell him. Ludders. Or if we pay him up, we'll have to pay that. So that's 9 million, and then you haven't got the player. You might as well keep the 9 million and keep the player. But I think it will all be resolved soon anyway. Personally, I would convert Souček into a striker. Went into medical with ice packs on his knees, long walk from the airport. No need to play Paqueta as an 8 against lesser sides. I think what we'll do, Damien, I think actually is use a squad. That's what I'm really excited about. We've got a situation now where we have players. We don't necessarily know what 11 Lopetegui wants to play. If we don't know, the opposition aren't going to know. So where under Moyes, it was relatively simple to pick the side. Barring the injuries or suspensions, we knew the side he was going to play. We can play different sides for different clubs, and as you said, not necessarily lesser clubs, but maybe a different. Or if we're playing away, maybe we play a double pivot. We play with Alvarez and Rodriguez. I thought Rodriguez looked fantastic on Saturday, really composed. If we want to play more flamboyant style for a particular game, then we can play Paqueta as the 8 and now Alvarez. Man City, Haaland doesn't play every game. Foden doesn't play every game. They get rotated, so they're always fresh. And that's what we need to do. Because otherwise what happens is we run out of steam at the end of the season when we need it. Stuttgart, that was it, Stuttgart. We might see 5 subs and some early subs, and probably not 2 goalkeepers on the bench as well. The lucky dry cat testicle wears around it didn't do him any luck, indeed. Anyway, guys, I'm going to shoot in a minute. As I said, we've got Hammer's headlines in a bit, where we'll talk about a bit more about Kurt Zuma and some of the players maybe who are leaving. And any news with AWB we'll bring to you as soon as possible. Don't forget to like, comment, and share, and subscribe if you're new to this channel. And don't forget to hop over to our sister channel, West Ham Extra, and subscribe to there. We've almost hit 1,000 subscribers on the West Ham Extra channel. So there'll be a lot more content coming over there. And also for our channel members, we're sort of launching it as a separate channel, but it's not. It's the membership program, which is associated with this channel, which will allow you to get a lot more content, a lot more exclusive content as well. Anybody from the Championship you would take? I'd like us to go with. Well, Leif Davies is not. He's Premier League now. We were linked with Jack Clark. Did you know Jadon? Do you remember after that Jadon Filigeni, who apparently was going to go to Barcelona? He signed for Aston Villa. Did you know that? I only found it the other day. And Aston Villa had a buy-on clause when they sold him. So they sold him, and they basically got him for less money because they didn't have to pay that. Because obviously they had 20% sell-on fee. Mental. Anyway, guys, I'll see you very, very soon. Take care. Stay safe. Stay warm. Stay humble. Don't stay warm. Stay cool. And we'll see you guys very, very soon. Much love. Peace out.